It seems like it's been 40 weeks since you got 40 winks. Your back pain? Unbearable. Tossing, turning, trying to find that pain-free position. And that's the moment you realize you can't spend another waking moment putting off treatment.
The Joint and Spine Center is Cincinnati's leading destination for spine care, with a ton of surgical and non-surgical treatments for back pain. So when a moment has the power to change the rest of your life, go to the one place with the power to change it for the better, the Christ Hospital Health Network. This changes everything.
The Pound This Podcast is brought to you by the Christ Hospital Health Network. This is the Pound This Podcast, episode 581, Shay's Weight Loss Journey, weekly updates.
I want to lose weight, but I don't know how to get started.
What should I meal prep every week?
How do I get those sweet booty gains?
Inspiration for your healthy lifestyle. The Pound This Podcast with Amanda Valentine.
Thank you so much for listening to the Pound This Podcast. I'm Amanda Valentine. Shay is back. What's up?
Hey, girl.
So I was going to ask you how your week's doing, but I know because we worked out together yesterday, which is like the first time we've like officially done a workout together.
Yeah, it was beautiful. The two of us working out together.
So we went and did Pilates on the reformer class at Pilates, and you've never done Pilates before, and I'm brand new to it. Like I've in no way an expert. I mean, I'm only a handful of classes in. What'd you think?
I liked it. I'm sore today from doing it. So it was harder than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. It's just because you're working so many different muscles than if you're just like, lifting weights or doing cardio.
Right.
It's all that like, especially like in the legs and inner thigh stuff.
Yeah. I was like, yeah, I can feel my inner thighs today for sure.
Yeah. But it's like, it seems like so awkward. I guess I'll get your opinion on this because, like, especially in the reformer, like you're putting your legs up in straps and you're just kind of like, especially if you're self-conscious of like, do I look stupid in this thing? But it's like, I don't know. For me, I was worried I would be self-conscious about it. Then I'm like so focused on just like doing what I'm doing that I'm like, I don't care what I look like.
Yeah, I'm surprised I really didn't feel self-conscious at all, but like the girl teaching the class was so nice. And then I'm like, everybody else looks stupid right now too. So
yeah. And the other two women that were in there too, I mean, they were just like, so like fun and sassy and just getting into it. And I mean, at least I can speak for doing Pilates at Pilates that every time I've gone to a class, which I think Lauren is the teacher's name that was there, not Shelly. She's amazing. And every person that's been in every class with me, and again, it's a small class size and it's, there's only 4 possible people that can be in there at a time, that everybody has just been like so nice and cool. And especially when they know it's your first time, like for you, they were just like, oh, welcome.
Yeah, no, that's nice. Cause sometimes it feels really awkward to like go somewhere new. Like, it's almost like it's a little cliquey, but they were just like, hell yeah, welcome to your first class.
Yeah. So do you think you would do it again, or what's your vibe on just Pilates in general, or at least on the reformer anyway?
No, I would totally do it again. Especially because it's different. Like, I don't know, it's nice to try different things. And I feel like I still got like a good workout. So
yeah, I like that. I think it's interesting to feel like you got such a good workout, but not having to like sweat through your clothes.
Yeah, man. I was laying down for half of that.
I know, right? It seems like it's nice to be like, oh, I'm sore from this. And again, like which me and Josh, who's your trainer too at Cincy 360 Fitness, have talked about like just this idea that so many of us have of like a workout isn't good unless like you beat your ass up and you're like sweat through your shirt and you're just dying from it. Of like, no, you can get a really amazing workout without any of that. It's just, we're so trained, like just through marketing and everything else, to believe that a workout is good when you die after a boot camp or you're out of breath. And it's like, no, you can get your ass whipped by not getting out of breath at all or hardly breaking a sweat.
Right. Yeah. And I feel like it's so like you're working, like definitely muscles you wouldn't be working normally doing the Pilates. So
yeah, which is good for me with how broke ass my body is. It's nice to like, I know, and Josh and I have talked about this a ton too, that I don't fire from my core at all. So when you're like really feeling those core muscles and not just like doing crunches or whatever. Like the stuff we were doing when we took the class yesterday of like when you have like your legs up in the straps and you have like a ball in between your knees and you're like lifting up and you can just feel like your lower abs work. I'm like, oh, that's what that feels like. When I'm just doing like sit-ups or crunches or something like that, I'm just trying to motor through it. I'm not trying to like feel through it because it sucks.
Yeah, exactly.
I can't remember the last time I've done sit-ups. I don't know if I've ever done sit-ups correctly.
Yeah, I don't think I've done sit-ups before, but it's been a long time.
Yeah, I don't really know how much they're really, unless you are really like, it's the same thing with a push-up. Unless you're like really have correct form, I don't really know how much it's really doing for you.
Yeah.
And then you notice the difference. Same thing with a plank, that you feel like you're crushing a plank until somebody's like, no, and pushes your butt down and gets you in the correct form. Then you're like, ugh.
You're like, this hurts.
This sucks.
But then it's like when we're doing shit the wrong way, we're not even working like the parts of our body we're supposed to be working.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, that's what's scary. And that's why, that's where I feel personally, and the lessons I've learned over my own journey of, I want to have a personal trainer like Josh, or I want to have somebody like Shelly, where I told her too, because she does a lot of virtual classes for the Pilates on the mat. And I'm like, I need you there for me. I know that for me, because I'll just do stuff the wrong way and I can't feel it unless somebody like Josh is like tapping me on the shoulder. Like, are you feeling it right here? Like, move this right here. And I'm like, oh, that's how that feels. On my own, I would never do it that way. I think I'm doing it the right way. I think I'm looking in the mirror and I feel like for my own body I'm doing it, and I'm not, which is I can spot other people at the gym and see that they're doing it wrong. So it's like, it's not that I'm totally dumb. Like, I know how to do it, but when it's my own body, for some reason, I'm like, meh.
Yeah. Well, and that's like, I'm always like getting up into my shoulders, and then like Josh is having to tell me like to relax my shoulders, but you don't even really notice that you're like that until someone like, points that out for you.
Yeah, I notice a lot too with just doing so many of these like guided meditations that I've been doing, that where they're like, completely relax your jaw and everything else. And then I feel like it's relaxed. And then some of them come back again. They're like, okay, now release even more. And I'm like, oh, I didn't realize I was still like clenching my jaw or like hunching my shoulders. And I already was told to release it. And I thought I did. And I didn't. I'm like, oh my God, like, what am I like? Normally, I'm like, I know that from the past couple of years of stress, I've developed TMJ of like the just like jaw snapping. And I'm like, well, that's a horrible sign when I clench so freaking much. And I'm like, I don't know how to unwork that other than to de-stress, which it just seems easier to go crush a workout than learn how to de-stress.
Yeah, it does. You're like, it's hard to de-stress. I'm just going to go work out instead.
So how did the rest of your workouts gone for this week? Working out with Josh? Have you been going for walks, all that other stuff?
Yeah, I have been walking since it's been nicer out. And then, I always see Josh twice a week. So, it's been good. So this weather is really good for me because I'll get out and walk, and that's good for me physically, but it also is really good for me mentally. So.
Yeah. And get out while you can before.
I know.
But maybe we'll have a super mild winter here in Cincinnati and you'll be able to walk.
Yeah, I don't really mind a walk when it's cold. I'd rather it be cold than hot. So yeah. And for the most part, our winters are pretty mild now. So
yeah, like I don't think, did we even get any snow last year? If we did, it wasn't much of anything.
It wasn't, right. Yeah. So, as long as there's not a ton of snow, I don't care to bundle up and walk outside.
Yeah. Well, how was your food and all that stuff this week?
It's been okay. The weekend was a little bit hard, just because we celebrated my dad's birthday. So like I drank a bunch of beer and then went out to dinner with my family. But other than that, it's been good. I've tried some new recipes this week just because I feel like I've been getting bored with my food. So
what recipes have you tried?
I made this killer salad. It's quinoa, chickpeas, cucumber, pepper, onion, and parsley. And then there's like a homemade dressing you put on it. It's freaking so good.
What did you make the dressing?
Yeah, it is olive oil, lemon juice, red wine vinegar, and garlic.
That sounds good.
Yeah, it was really good. So, and then am gonna make a tortilla soup. So
Ooh, yum.
I know I've got all the stuff for it. So
That sounds
yeah, I
good.
was just trying to come up with different stuff to take to work because I tend to like take the same stuff for a while and then I get to the point where I'm like, I can't eat this anymore.
Yeah,
So
I do that too. I'll just get in ruts for weeks. I mean, if I'm not feeling like I need to create new stuff for like my meal prep Sunday, just for Instagram stuff, I mean, I would just eat the same thing for a month on end. But that's just me. I have been though. It's just kind of feels right now that I haven't been eating any meat.
yeah.
I'm doing like the pescatarian route with just eggs and like seafood right now. And it's not like, oh, this is a hardcore choice forever, but like right now it feels really good. And it also feels good, like you said, like experiment with new things of like, there's so many cool vegetarian salads and dishes and Buddha bowls and all that other stuff to make that I'm kind of has me again re-excited or re-energized me to come up with, think of new ways to eat things. And for me too, by doing that, I'm trying to rebuild a better relationship with carbs, because I've always eaten carbs. I mean, I've had my bouts of like no carb, and I'll do like a no carb week or a couple weeks, but I always bring carbs back. But I'm always super mindful of carbs, and I've tried to do like vegan and vegetarian in the past, but I got just so freaked out because it's so carb heavy. And I'm just so spooked out about gaining so much weight and having this relationship with carbs that I'm like, I just need to freaking let that go. And especially this year, because I haven't been able to exercise for most of the year with my sciatica or whatever, that I feel like I'm kind of starting at a ground zero anyway of if this feels good and it feels right now, like then who cares if I have a salad with chickpeas and quinoa on it, where before I'd be like,
Yeah.
I'm going to gain weight because I'm putting multiple carbs on a salad. Like, do you have that same sort of relationship with carbs?
Not really, because I've never I did do Atkins for a little while. That was a long time ago. And that's like, lower carb, but carbs don't really scare me. I try not to eat crap like a ton of bread. But other than that, I just know that I can't live the rest of my life like being too afraid of carbs. So
yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, some people, if that doesn't gel with them, like, cause I know I have issues with a lot of beans that just kind of make me feel gross. And that's where, there's somebody that I follow, if anybody else follows Paleo OMG on, Instagram, where she's been doing this bean protocol. She does it for acne though. And she eats like the bean protocol is something like you can't have fats with beans. Like there's all sorts of weird rules for what she's doing specifically. It's not a weight loss thing. It's a acne thing from what my understanding, which I could be completely wrong on that, but you can go follow her and reach out. But I like that she's been incorporating, like when she was building this up, of just little bits of beans, which I've heard before, like for people like me that just get bloated and feel like garbage from eating them, of like, you're supposed to like kind of wean them into your diet, of like start with like a fourth of cup of beans a day and then do that for a while and then build up where you can eat more and more. I'm just so impatient. I haven't done that. So I feel like I have that too, of like this scared of, I don't want to just feel like a beach ball from eating beans. And I also don't want to be a fart machine either.
Well, yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say that's what I'd be worried about. I could not do that and do my job.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I don't really have that huge of a problem with it. I've made black bean burgers last week and I didn't really have an issue. So maybe, again, I'm just getting older. Your body changes. I've had this discussion with so many people of like, this food affected me this certain way for a while and then now it doesn't. I have learned that if I eat just straight up peanuts, which I could do before, like now it gives me like just gas pains so bad that I want to cry. And I'm like, I used to be able to eat peanuts no problem. And now if I eat peanuts, I feel like my stomach is being murdered. So I don't know. It's weird how your body changes and sensitivities to food. And I don't know, just getting old sucks, I guess.
Yeah, I had my brother-in-laws telling me all the crap that starts happening when you turn 30, and I was like, you're not making me excited about this.
Ooh, what did they say? I want to see if it happened to me.
They were like, yeah, you're gonna like wake up in the middle of the night with a Charlie horse for no reason, or you're gonna like all of a sudden start having back pain. And I was like, guys, don't tell me all that crap. They're like, yeah, your body's gonna hurt in ways it never has.
Yeah, I mean, I would vouch for the back pain. So, yeah, probably some of that. I mean, damn. I mean, I'm pushing 40.
Oh,
I'm 38.
God.
And so I feel like a lot of my pain is self-induced because I just powered through a lot of really high intensity, high impact exercises when like running without knowing proper form and pushing myself through pain. So I'd say that's a lot of that is not just because I'm older. It's because I was a douche to myself. So don't do that.
Yeah.
That's why.
No.
So do you have any other plans for
gosh.
the week coming up? Any obstacles or just kind of trying your new recipes, getting outside for some walks?
Yeah, it'll be a pretty normal week. I don't have anything planned, so I'm gonna try and just experiment with new food that I'm actually excited to eat and lots of walks.
Also, before I forget to ask, did you break the cycle of weighing yourself every day?
I did. So I think it's been 3 weeks now. I have successfully just weighed myself once a week. Because once my therapist was like, just try it for a week, I realized how much it was impacting me emotionally. Because I was like, oh, it's not really impacting me that much to weigh myself every day, like when I was doing it. But then as soon as I quit doing it, I was like, yeah, it's impacting, like, depending what I weigh is impacting what I feel like I can eat for the day. So,
well, that's awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome progress.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yay. All right. Well, I know you got to get to the gym, so I'm going to let you get swole.
Thanks,
you know, like
girl.
like the kids say. So it's going to go get workout with your swole mate.
I'm going to get swole. My swole mate. You're my swole mate now.
Oh,
now that we've worked out together.
Oh my gosh. Live, laugh, love. You stop it. All right. Well, have fun with your workout and we'll catch up next week.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
For info on health coaching and more, go to AmandaValentineBites.com.